Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee and this is Randy, and we are here as usual at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center, bringing you some adoptable animals that need new homes. And our first guest today is Panda, and Panda's an 8-year-old cat. He's a neutered male, and we got him originally into the shelter and adopted him out to a family who very much wanted to keep him, but they said every time they open the door, he scoots out. He comes back, but he gets out. They don't feel like it's a safe situation. There's a number of adults living in the household, so the door is opened a lot, and they're just afraid something bad will happen to him. And this is kind of a difficult situation for us at Animal Control, because in Frederick County, there's a legal requirement that your dogs and cats not stray off your property without being properly confined by a leash, a carrier, or whatnot. And as everyone knows, if a cat goes out the front door, even if you have a nice fence, cats can sail over, they can climb a tree and jump down on the other side. It's very hard to contain a cat. So while we very much would like to place him in a home where he can stay inside and be safe, we also understand who he is, and we want to find him a home where that can be managed in a way that's safe for him and good for the family. I can tell you by the number of people who come here looking for lost cats that if your cat goes outside and doesn't come home at night, it can be really upsetting for the family, especially if they normally do. You have no way of knowing what happened while they're out gallivanting. I mean, you hope they're out gallivanting, because there's just so many dangers to cats who go outside. Other animals, cars, people not knowing that this is a pet and picking them up and bringing them to the shelter. All kinds of things can happen. The great thing is that if you microchip your cat, which Panda is microchipped, and he does come to the shelter, it's good news because we'll know how to find you right away, as long as you have that microchip updated. So Panda is looking for someone who can understand who he is. He's a big boy who wants adventure. And what I would recommend is teaching him to wear a harness in the house and then walking him outside on a leash. He can handle it. He's big and strong, and he definitely wants to see the sunshine. In fact, he wants to see everything in this room. So if you think that you would make a good match for Panda and you could keep him safe, then please come and meet him, because he's a really nice cat. And, you know, he deserves that. We are back with Kimber, and Kimber is an adult despite her tiny size. She is, has a very cute little curled over ear. I'm not sure how that happened, probably sometime in her past that we don't know about. Could have been an injury, or she could have been born that way. And as you can see, Kimber is a brown tabby. She's making biscuits on Randy's lap, and he said when he went to get her out of the cage, she ran over to her dish to eat. And one of the things that's nice to know about cats is cats who are social eaters that way, who prefer to eat when people come and visit them, make really good pets because their affinity for human contact is so great. They like people enough that it makes them feel like eating. You know, people like that. They like to go out to restaurants and happy hour and whatnot and have company when they're having dinner. And Kimber is just like that. She's also really tiny, which is not unusual for a female cat. And she is between 1 and 2 years old. We're not exactly sure because we found her, or we didn't find her, but someone found her and brought her in. And when people find cats that are this friendly, they assume they belong to somebody, and if they bring them to the shelter, that person can find them. And that can work out, because we had a little brown tabby named Max that was found in the Walmart parking lot. Someone brought him in, and his family had been looking for him for 3 months. And then we had another calico kitty, Iverson, 12 years old, declawed, laid on the deck frequently and came right back in. Well, she disappeared last fall and was gone all winter. and she turned up after like 12 weeks or so. So a friendly cat that belongs to someone actually is very likely to be reunited with their owner if they come here. But our problem is that many of these friendly cats don't actually have one owner. They have a few houses where they hang out. Those people don't really believe they're the owners because the cat's gone for days at a time. Sometimes they put food out. So this time of year, it's really important to keep your eye out because unspayed females are having kittens. So if there's cats hanging out at your house, it's probably scoping out a place to raise a family. So it's a good idea to you know, keep your eye out and see if they are going somewhere else, if they do have a family. But if not, then there are a couple things you can do. Number one, you can rent a trap from us, trap the cat, and bring her in here, or him. The reason that is obviously the legal solution is because if the cat has no owner, then he or she's in a little bit of danger being on their own. However, there are other things that you can do. You can put up signs, see if you can find the owner yourself. You can picture them on the Lost and Found Pets page on Facebook. We don't run that page, but Sherry, who runs it, looks at it every day and is very active in trying to match up people and their pets. She has made a lot of matches. And another thing you can do is contact us with a found report, of course. So in case we have a matching lost report, we can get the owner in touch with you. And the other thing that you can consider after waiting enough time to try to find the owner, notifying us, putting up posters, is if you want to spay or neuter the cat, there are low-cost options. U2SA, Animal Welfare League, the Humane Society, they all have programs to help you pay for it in some cases, pay for it in full. And then you can become responsible for the kitty. The reason I recommend that when you can do it, when you know you can't find the owner and you've made a great effort, and when you are willing to care for the cat for the rest of her life, is because a lot of the cats that come here are not able to settle into the shelter regimen. So for example, they can't live in a cage, or they are afraid of us, and then we're not able to find them a new home. That is not the case with Kimber. She is easy to take care of, and she's going to make anybody a happy little addition to their home. We are back with Punk, and Punk is a little scared, so I'm speaking a little quietly. My voice is scary to him, so Randy's used to it, so it's okay. He is a medium-haired red tabby. He's only 2 years old. He's a beautiful cat. He's trying to hide. Oh, you want pepperoni? Well, we have cat treats. And Punk is living in one of our big cat condos with his partner in crime who came to him. He does want the treats. Oh, that's really cute. With Pepper. So Punk and Pepper are available to adopt together if you so choose. Look at this. Well, I think he likes treats. So he is, here, let me pour some out for you. So he is, as you can see, very food motivated. It would be easy to teach him some stuff. And do you want some? I would say yes. Oh, he wants to carry it away. He wants to take one and go under the table with it. Have another one. So while Punk is entertaining us by his great appetite, oh, you are cute. He is available for adoption, only 2 years old, and he and Pepper can go together. They already get along. Oftentimes people ask us about getting two cats together because they want to know if the cats will like each other. So the best way to know that is get cats that are already compatible and enjoy each other's company. So this is like quite the adventure here. So Randy was saying that we often give dogs treats on the show, and they're food motivated and they want the treats. I'm getting more quickly. But a lot of times cats won't take treats. And so just a couple weeks ago, we had a cat that took a treat from Randy, and he was all excited saying, finally, a cat took a treat. So I think maybe Punk heard about this and is here to show that cats can be just as food motivated as any dog, as long as they're comfortable and they feel safe.
He was after my
So, well, yeah, Randy said as soon as he put him on his lap, he keeps dog treats in his pocket, that he was trying to get them. So he was making it clear, I'm hungry. So, and he weighs a lot, so it's not like he's not overweight, but he's a big kitty. So he eats well here, but apparently we might want to increase the selection or treat availability for his sake. Now he's saying thank you. Someone finally understood him. If you love this cat, please come and meet him, because he's delightful, and he is going to be as unique a pet as any individual could be. We are back with Jack, and Jack is another cat that has a partner you can adopt him with. Jack and Coke. Coke is all black, Jack is all gray, and they were left behind by somebody who moved away, and some family members went and collected them, and they tried to get them, back to their owner, but it can be very hard to transport cats without a person with them. Easy enough to put them in carriers and drive them where you need them to go, but it's very complicated to just send a cat on a plane. So Jack and Coke are in the shelter looking for a new family. They don't have to be adopted together. And I think that Jack is more okay with that than Coke. So it is just one of the many choices that we offer. Sometimes people come in and they know they want two cats, they want them to be companions, and you can't always be sure if you just pick two cats randomly from the shelter that they're going to enjoy being together. Of course, we would sit down and talk with you about how you can make it the most likely. You would have them in separate bathrooms for 1 week before they meet, and they're established in your house. Then they meet with some supervision, or you can take the easy road and adopt two cats that already like each other. Domestic short hair cats are very, very common, but the color variations are so different that you can pretty much find any personality of a cat with the look that you want. But I always emphasize go for the personality first, because this kitty is the kind of cat that I like. More independent, does not need to be on you all the time, won't be sad when you're gone to work all day, and that is definitely something to think about. Whereas Punk seems more like the kind of cat that's going to want to be with you, doing stuff that you're doing, following you, and you have to know, what do you picture doing with your cat? If you picture sitting on the sofa and watching movies, then you're going to need a cat that can sit quietly on a person and enjoy that. If you are a busy person who maybe goes out after work, doesn't come straight home, wants to do things on the weekends with your friends, then you're going to need a cat that's going to be happy living in the domain you create for him, whether you are in it all the time or not. Our next guest is Jasper, quite the beautiful cat. He is 4 years old. He is already neutered and came to us because of owner allergies. Now, some people worry that that has to do with the cat's long hair, but that's not true. What people are allergic to when they're allergic to cats is proteins in the saliva of the cat. So, since cats lick all of their hair, more sensitive people are going to react to cats during their shedding time. And some cats shed more than others. Cat shedding is related to the amount of light there is in the day. So some people believe that when you keep cats indoors, you can actually affect that and make them shed all year. But some veterinarians say that that's not true, that cats are very aware of how much light there is outside. They know when the seasons change. It doesn't matter how much you have the light on in the house, and that cat's seasonal shedding doesn't change no matter what. I don't know which one it is. What I do know is some cats are big shedders and some cats aren't. It does not have to do with the length of the hair though. What does have to do with the length of the hair is that if a cat has longer hair, you have to brush them. You have to help them take care of their coat. And what is good about brushing a cat is if you're brushing your cat regularly, you're controlling the shed. So when you want the hair to come out, you're there with the brush to take it out. So But I wouldn't obviously recommend someone who's allergic to cats to get a cat. No sense in making your health affected by your pet. But if you already have a cat that you love very much and you want to make it as good for you as you can, then regular brushing and nutrition is important too, because healthy skin leads to healthy hair and less shedding. You can also give cats supplements that help their skin and hair, vitamin E, salmon oil. Talk to your vet about that. And you can also go to Central Dogma is a pet store on East Patrick Street, and they will tell you all about how nutrition for cats and dogs affects coat, and they can help you out with that too. And the other things to do, talk to your doctor, are replacing carpet with hardwood, not having house plants because mold grows in house plants, and if you are allergic, the more things in the house that you are allergic to, the more likely you're going to trigger symptoms. So all of these things are things that I've heard from an allergist, from veterinarians, from people who have cats, but I'm not allergic, not an expert. Just wanted to throw some ideas out there that might help you if you have a cat and are allergic. But as I said, if you're allergic to cats, please don't adopt a cat. That's one of the top 5 reasons that cats are turned into us, is someone in the household is sensitive and does not want to live with taking Claritin or sneezing or runny eyes or whatever symptoms they might have. And it actually can be pretty dangerous if someone has asthma that's triggered by allergies. That's very serious. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be back in a minute with a couple of adoptable dogs, and then we're going to take you into our cat room where cats walk around. It's exciting to see them that way. You certainly get to know them better than just seeing them on Randy's lap and having me talk a long story about them. But we like to offer you a variety. So we're going to take a break, and I hope we see you after that.
If you're looking for an incredible experience, meet a shelter pet and adopt. They make super pets who will enrich your life and steal your heart. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Oh, man.
If you're concerned that there is a party taking place where there's underage drinking or drugs being used, or that you've heard that a party is going to take place, there's a tip line that you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's 301-600-1318.
Ever wonder whether something is recyclable or not? Or maybe you forgot to set your cart out at the curb. Now there's an app for that. Download the free My Waste app for tablets and smartphones to have convenient access to a wide range of recycling and disposal information. Be notified of upcoming events, see your recycling schedule and set customized reminders, as well as instantly report curbside problems. Find out more at frederickcountymd.gov/mywaste.
We are back with a couple of dogs for you to view, and then we're going to go take a tour through our kitty cabana. This is Hank. Hank is only 10 months old, and he is mostly plot hound by looking at him. We're taking a guess. You can't always tell by looking, and he's trembling a little bit. So I think he's never been on TV before. He has probably never seen a large video camera, and he is also watching the front door carefully because he wants to know what's going on. But when he came up, he was wagging his tail and happy to be doing something with Randy. But a lot of the dogs that come to us that are young have not gone through what we call puppy socialization. And one of the things that socialization has happened is people are confused about what it means. So it shouldn't really be called that. It sounds like jargon, and it is. So all it means is puppy experiences. What is really good for you to do with a young dog is take them to 100 places in 100 days, but you have to control those places. So, you know, don't go to PetSmart where someone's going to run up squealing and grab your dog, or someone could drop something heavy and it could be a memorable experience for the puppy that bad things happen when you leave home. What you should do instead is exactly what we're doing with Hank. We have him in a room that people cannot randomly walk into. He is surrounded by people who all know a lot about scared dogs and what to do and what not to do. So we're going to make this a short and safe experience for him, that even though it's complicated and even though he has to do something hard, there's food involved and there's kind people, and it's going to be over quickly. So he'll feel successful and like going to this strange place worked out for him. And then the next time he goes to a strange place, he'll have that little bit of confidence to build on. So we're going to let him be done while his tail is still wagging, so he can see that everything in the world is not scary. We are back with Tango, and Tango is also a brindle mixed breed. We are guessing that he's part Chow and part Pit. And as Randy said when he came in right before we went on camera, Tango is a jolly dog. His tail is always wagging, he's always smelling, he's always interested in whatever's happening. He can walk past the line of kennel dogs without caring about all of the discussion. If you've ever been to the kennel, then you know when you walk into the back, there's lots of barking. They're very excited to see if you're going to take them out, if you're going to come and talk to them. So Tango has a lot of skills that we hope that Hank will develop in short order. Tango is about 3 years old. He's already neutered, and he came to us because his family lost their home. And this is one of the things that is very challenging about working in an animal shelter. Most people do not give up their pets because they are callous and do not care anymore. I won't say that never happens, that there's never a person who says, I just don't want my dog. But most people are suffering from health problems, financial crisis, landlord won't allow the pet, they don't have options about moving someplace else. So it is a very interesting place to work, hearing the stories of people and how much they care about their pet and how they wish they could do anything different. But if we didn't have the shelter, then these people would be forced to just let their pets be loose, and that's not a good solution. If you care about your pet and you know you can't take care of him or her, that's why we are here. The good news is that with anywhere from 70 to 90 million dogs in the United States, that's the variant of the estimate, which is pretty huge, but it doesn't matter because about 1 to 2 million ever see the inside of a shelter, and many of those are lost dogs that are reclaimed. What that means is most dogs never have to worry. Most dogs do not end up in a shelter, and it's a tiny percentage of dogs who do, and of that tiny percentage, many are reclaimed and most are rehomed. So that's what we're looking for this guy. And if you are interested in meeting him, then please come to the shelter and do. If you think he's as handsome as I do, then share his picture around. As you can see, we're in our kitty cabana at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center, and Randy is here with Vivian. Vivian has been here since January. Usually when we move a cat into our kitty cabana, it's short order until they're adopted, because people can come in and sit with them and see their personality in a really interactive way. But for whatever reason, Vivian has been here for a long time, and we have moved a couple of roommates in with her, which you'll see momentarily. Vivian is a lovely black and white cat. Another thing that might be holding her back is she's 8 to 10 years old, and we found her as a stray. So one of the things we try to do with the kitty cabana is use it to our advantage and yours to get to know her. We certainly don't know what her age is. We're just giving a range so that you can plan accordingly for her care. She is agile and outgoing and in great health. We have a veterinarian who works here and checks out all of our adoptable animals. And I think she's going to make someone a great companion. But what we also wanted to know about her is her litter pan behavior, her attitude towards other cats, and how she feels about people. And we've found out all kinds of wonderful things about her. So she is definitely ready to go. I also think one of the reasons that she may have been here for some time is because when our kitty cabana was new, everyone who frequented the shelter was interested in it, in coming in here. We have an airlock door so that people can come in and interact with the cats. But now it's been here for so long, it's not novel, and I think sometimes people just forget there are cats in this room as they go about looking at the cages that are on the adoption floor. And also it's kitten season. So looking at cute, adorable, playful kittens is a little bit of a distraction from coming into the cat room with our kitties. She is, when we first came in, she was up on a shelf enjoying her privacy. But as soon as Randy sat down, she came out, made sure she placed herself right within his arm's reach. So Vivian and her beautiful green eyes are going to make somebody a wonderful addition to their family.
I can't rub you over there.
Ike is also 8 years old, and as you can see, without even asking him, he has come out. Yep, he has come out for his turn, and he is my favorite kind of cat. Big male black cats tend to be the cat I end up with. So I've had a lot of great cats in my family, and always happy to enjoy them for whatever time they can give. And this guy is also 10 years old. The reason he's in here is because we were told that he acted kind of pushy with an elderly cat, and that's why they gave him up. So we moved him into the kitty cabana to see, and as you can see, Vivian has complete control over him. There's no problem with his interactions with other cats, and he's doing a great job mingling. But we like to know when people say there was a problem. Most commonly, it's absolutely individual. Cats, just like us, like certain roommates. They don't like other roommates, and as we age and change, we go through relationship changes. So for whatever reason, Ike was picking on his old roommate, and they decided to give him to us and look for a new home for him. And he thinks he's found it, actually, with Vivian. But they do not need to be adopted together. In fact, there is another cat in this room that you're not seeing, and that's Penny. But it helps us to know what they're like with other cats, what they're like in a new place, and how well they share the litter box. And these guys, as you can see, are doing just great.
That was entirely her side of the story. But
So if you think that Vivian or Ike would make a good addition to your family, then come and sit in the kitty cabana and find out what you think. Also, you can share this video with people on social networking, and it's a great way to show a lot more of the personality of the cats than you can see when they're sitting in a cage. So we do like to share it with you. And plus, if you are a volunteer, you already know, but people really like to come in the kitty cabana for you know, just lowers your blood pressure. It's a wonderful place to sit and enjoy the affection and attention of some beautiful animals that are just waiting for their permanent placement. And certainly when they're in here, they feel pretty much at home, and sometimes would be willing to stay here forever. But that is not our plan for them. We want them all to have their own family and their own place to be, so that we can save other cats by having them spend some time in here until someone falls in love. So thank you for joining us on Pet Pals. We definitely appreciate the help and support over the years, and really enjoy sharing the animals with you. If you want to share this episode, use the link at the bottom of your screen. And if you want to come by and meet any of these animals, please do so. 1832 Rosemont Avenue. You can call 301-600-1546 for information. But really the best thing to do is come on down to the shelter and see what you think. We will see you next time on Pet Pals.